millions lift his rising soul, in blissful dreams he digs the golden mine, and raptured sees the new-found ruby shine. Joys insincere, thick clouds invade the skies, loud roar the billows, high the waves arise. Sickening with fear, he longs to view the shore, and vows to trust the faithless deep no more. So the young author, panting after fame, and the long honours of a lasting name, entrusts his happiness to humankind, more false, more cruel than the seas or wind. Toil on, dull crowd, in ecstasies he cries, for wealth or title, perishable prize, while I those transitory blessings scorn, secure of praise from ages yet unborn. This thought once formed, all counsel comes too late, he flies to press, and hurries on his fate. Swiftly he sees the imagined laurels spread, and feels the unfading wreath surround his head. Warned by another's fate, vain youth, be wise, those dreams were settles once, and ogilbies. The pamphlet spreads, incessant hisses rise, to some retreat the baffled writer flies, where no sour critics snarl, no sneers burlesque, safe from the tart lampoon and stinging jest. There begs of heaven a less distinguished lot, glad to be hid, and proud to be forgot. Epilogue, intended to have been spoken by a lady who was to personate the ghost of Hermione. Note, some young ladies at Lichfield having proposed to act the distressed mother, Johnson wrote this and gave it to Mr. Hector to convey it privately to them. End of note. Ye blooming train who give despair or joy, bless with a smile, or with a frown destroy, in whose fair cheeks destructive cupids wait, and with unerring shafts distribute fate, whose snowy breasts, whose animated eyes, each youth admires, though each admirer dies. Whilst you deride their pangs in barbarous play, unpitying see them weep, and hear them pray, and unrelenting sport 10,000 lives away. For you, you fair, I quit the gloomy plains, where sable night in all her horror reigns. No fragrant bowers, no delightful glades, receive the unhappy ghosts of scornful maids. For kind, for tender nymphs, the myrtle blooms, and weaves her bending boughs in pleasing glooms. Perennial roses deck each purple vale, and scents ambrosial breathe in every gale. Far hence are banish'd vapours, spleen and tears, tea, scandal, ivory teeth, and languid airs. No pug, nor favourite Cupid there enjoys the balmy kiss for which poor Tharsis dies. Form'd to delight, they use no foreign arms, nor torturing whalebones pinch them into charms. No conscious blushes there their cheeks inflame, for those who feel no guilt can know no shame. Unfaded still their former charms they show, around them pleasures wait, and joys for ever new. But cruel virgins meet severer fates, expelled and exiled from the blissful seats, to dismal realms and regions void of peace, where furies ever howl and serpents hiss. O'er the sad plains perpetual tempests sigh, and poisonous vapours, blackening all the sky, with livid hue the fairest face o'ercast, and every beauty withers at the blast. Where'er they fly, their lovers' ghosts pursue, inflicting all those ills which once they knew. Vexation, fury, jealousy, despair, vex every eye, and every bosom tear. Their foul deformities by all descried, no maid to flatter, and no paint to hide. then melt ye fair, while crowds around you sigh, nor let disdain sit lowering in your eye. With pity soften every awful grace, and beauty smile auspicious in each face. To ease their pains exert your milder power, so shall you guiltless reign, and all mankind adore. The 2 years which he spent at home, after his return from Stourbridge, he passed in what he thought idleness, and was scolded by his father for his want of steady application. He had no settled plan of life, nor looked forward at all, but merely lived from day to day. Yet he read a great deal in a desultory manner, without any scheme of study, as chance threw books in his way, and inclination directed him through them. He used to mention one curious instance of his casual reading, when but a boy. Having imagined that his brother had hid some apples behind a large folio upon an upper shelf in his father's shop, he climbed up to search for them. There were no apples, but the large folio proved to be Petrarch, whom he had seen mentioned in some preface as one of the restorers of learning. His curiosity having been thus excited, he sat down with avidity, and read a great part of the book. What he read during these 2 years, he told me, was not works of mere amusement. "Not voyages and travels, but all literature, Sir, all ancient writers, all manly, though but little Greek, only some of Anacreon and Hesiod. But in this regular manner," added he, "I had looked into a great many books, which were not commonly known at the universities, where they seldom read any books but what are put into their hands by their tutors; so that when I came to Oxford, Dr. Adams, now master of Pembroke College, told me I was the best qualified for the university that he had ever known come there." In estimating the progress of his mind during these 2 years, as well as in future periods of his life, we must not regard his own hasty confession of idleness; for we see, when he explains himself, that he was acquiring various stores, and indeed he himself concluded the account with saying, "I would not have you think I was doing nothing then." He might, perhaps, have studied more assiduously, but it may be doubted whether such a mind as his was not more enriched by roaming at large in the fields of literature than if it had been confined to any single spot. The analogy between body and mind is very general, and the parallel will hold as to their food, as well as any other particular. The flesh of animals who feed excursively is allowed to have a higher flavour than that of those who are cooped up. May there not be the same difference between men who read as their taste prompts, and men who are confined in cells and colleges to stated tasks? End of section 3.